Okay, so I want to welcome everyone to our Foundations for Success Zoom meeting, and this is week 2. And last week we talked about dreaming, and the importance of allowing ourselves to dream. And this week we're going to talk about develop, and that's for personal development. And I think that Amy would agree with me. One of the things that you learn in this business is there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of personal growth that we need to do. And so that's what I'm really wanting to focus on this week. And, we all come to this business with different levels of where our personal growth is and what we need. Some of us come in, more confident. We've had more experience in the business world, and some of us come into this as moms, and we've done a lot with homeschooling, but maybe not so much with business. So, we all just come into this business at different places, and what we need to learn about and how we need to grow is going to be different as well. So we can't compare ourselves. We just have to start off where we are and have a teachable spirit, be willing to learn and grow. And let's see, I am going to take a second and mute if I can figure that out. I hear noise.
It might be from my background because they're watching something loud.
Okay, I just muted you. And when you get ready to talk in a minute, you can unmute. Okay. So some of the areas that we might need to grow in, confidence, not being scared to share with people, not being scared to hear that little word no. Sometimes we can be shut down by fear of no. So that's one of the things we need to grow in. Just emotional maturity and not getting discouraged or giving up when we are discouraged, and just being able to handle the ups and downs of the business. One thing is technical abilities, and I know, just learning so many things that we have to do on the computer, copying and pasting and uploading pictures and doing these Zoom calls, and I don't know, just so many things there are to learn to do. So I'm going to try something new tonight that I haven't tried before, and that's a screen share. So little by little, we can just, expand our abilities and try to learn new things. Then there's learning how to harness the power of social media. That's a really big one. It's one thing to be on Facebook. It's another thing to really learn to take advantage of all that there is in Facebook when it comes to reaching out, sharing with potentials, coming across, just friendly and personable and real, authentic, those type of things, and not coming across salesy. Then getting our posts actually seen by the people we want to see them. There's a lot involved with that as well. Okay, I heard this quote that network marketing is personal growth with a compensation plan. And I thought that was a good quote, and I like that a lot. Okay, now I'm going to try my new skill here of a screen share, and we'll see how this works. Now I lost, here it is. Okay, hopefully you are seeing my screen. Amy, will you nod your head? Yes? Okay, good. Okay, I wanted to talk about Sarah Marble, and I know that was one of the assignments that I gave you to watch a video about her journey. But it really amazed me because it took her 7 months to get to silver, and that was with enrolling her mom, enrolling her husband against his knowledge, and then getting a friend to join. So that was interesting. And then she went to convention and then got really fired up, and it took her 9 months from that point to get to Emerald. And then she said she got to Emerald and she just sort of froze because she had hundreds of people under her, and she didn't know how to be a leader, and she didn't know what to do next. And so she really started focusing on personal growth. And it took her 16 months from that point to get to Sapphire. And she said she needed that amount of time so that she could grow into her role. And then she quickly sped to Diamond in 3 months. And it's just really interesting to me because if you've watched any of Sarah Marble's videos, you see she's very professional. She's very polished. And so just to see that she had a journey that she had to go on She wasn't always that way. I think that's encouraging. Sometimes we look at others and we think, oh, they were just always like that. And so it's encouraging to know we can all grow and change and develop the skills we need. Okay, so what I think the three biggest areas of personal growth are, or at least that's what they have been for me, I would say affirmations, belief, and comfort zone. For affirmations, that's just, learning to speak positive things to yourself. And I never really realized how much negative talk was going on in my head. And I can tell I've grown in this area because even when I've been at my parents' house in recent weeks, I hear my dad saying things like he would, do something and say, oh, you dummy, and talk to himself, things like that all the time. Oh, that was so stupid. And I realized that's how I've grown up talking to myself. And it's been since Plexus that I've been trying to learn not to say negative things to myself like that all the time, but to give myself the same grace that I give other people. Really, that's what it comes down to, because I would talk to myself ways I would never talk to others. So that's one of the things I've been learning. And then belief, just developing belief in myself and in these products. And I'll go more into that. And then learning to stretch outside of my comfort zone. And that's been a big one too. But see, I think that they're progressive, because when you quit talking negatively to yourself and you start using some positive affirmations, you start to develop more belief in yourself, and then it gives you the courage to stretch out of your comfort zone. At least that's how it's worked for me. Okay, I have a few quotes here. This is from one of the reading assignments that we had, and that is, belief is the thermostat that regulates what we accomplish in life. And I think that's so true. If we don't believe in ourselves, we'll never even try to reach for something that's a little bit harder. We won't even try to stretch out of our comfort zone. All right. And then this one, believe you can and you're halfway there, by Theodore Roosevelt. I really like that quote a lot. And then the belief cycle. This is so important because you have to start off with believing in yourself that you can do something. And then that really determines your potential, because based on your belief comes your action. And then based on your actions, you're going to get results. So if you don't believe in yourself, then you won't take the actions, and you won't get the results. And that will confirm that lack of belief that you have. But as you get started going out of your comfort zone, believing that you can do this, and you start to see results, then that is affirming, and it gives you the courage to do it again. So it can either be a positive cycle or a negative cycle there. But it's really important that we start trying to get out of the negative cycle. Okay, and the key areas for building belief are to build belief in yourself, in your products, your company, and the industry. So first, I wanted to talk about yourself, and I think it's just giving yourself a pep talk. You can do this, and encouraging yourself to try new things, and to do it scared, even if you are scared. And if you fail, to fail forward, just keep going. Then to build belief in your products, that comes out of doing research. As we do research about our products, each ingredient in the products, that builds belief. Also, if you take the time to Google a number of different health conditions that we all come across, and then Google blood sugar balance with that, or gut health with that, then you start to learn how many common ailments are related to either blood sugar balance or imbalance or gut health. And as you learn that, it gives you more and more confidence to share our products with people. And then another way to build belief is in reading testimonies. The more testimonies that we read, so many times they absolutely amaze me. And I'm sure y'all feel the same way. You're like, wow, I can't believe this person got these results. The more you read those amazing testimonies, and especially if it's people that you know or your family members and your friends and your customers, it just builds your belief so much. And then it gives you the confidence that you need to share. So that goes back to, I think, building the belief in yourself, because when you have the belief in your products, it gives you the courage to share with people. And then building belief in our company. And I think the more that we get to know this company and the way they do things with integrity, just so many things I love about Plexus. I love the comp plan. I love the one Plexus theme, the unity, and all that builds our belief in this company. And then if we need our belief built in network marketing as an industry, there are lots of books out there that we can read about that. So all that is how we build our belief. Okay, the last thing I want to share is really interesting. I've been finding out about Chinese bamboo, which is really amazing. I don't know if y'all know this, but once a bamboo seed is planted, it requires daily watering and fertilizing and care. And for the first 5 years, you don't see any growth above ground. But after 5 years, bamboo can grow 90 feet in 90 days. Isn't that amazing? It's just so interesting. So then you ask yourself, when did it start growing? Did it start growing in that 90 days that you see it? No, it was growing those 5 years, right, where you couldn't see the growth. But the growth was down under the ground, developing a root system, developing the strength that it was going to need to grow so tall so fast. So that's just a reminder to us. A lot of times when we're working on personal growth, it's not something that you're going to see. It's it's down inside. It's our character. It's underneath. It's that root system. But when we get that in place, then our growth that we want to see, on the outside can happen really fast, just like with the bamboo, and as was illustrated in the life of Sarah Marble as well. So there are so many analogies with this about the bamboo. I love learning about this, and I know I'm going to be meditating more on that in the days ahead. But just to think how you keep working whether you see that growth or not, and then it can all just manifest itself so quickly at the right time. Okay, so I did it. I shared that, so I'm excited. And that's really all I have to share. And now I'll let Amy share her insights.
Okay, so I'm unmuted. Well, I was really looking forward to hearing what you had to say, because this has been a crazy time for us and it's been a busy day. So I'm sort of just thinking about it through the day a little bit, and started really thinking about it when I sat down to listen to you. One of the things that's been on my mind a lot today is how grateful I am that with this business we can learn while we're earning and earn while we learn. And and we can accept the fact that it's going to be a process like that, and enjoy the bits of benefit that we have along the way. This Friday is my 1-year anniversary with Plexus. Yay! I'm excited. And I was thinking back on this year, and you talked about posting on Facebook, and I think when I joined, I didn't know how to do anything else other than write a post. I didn't know I don't think I even knew how to copy paste, and I didn't for sure know how to put a picture on a post. So definitely the technology end of this has been something I've need to learn. I mean, I knew how to do email and Facebook, and that's about it. So I've learned how to work on the website, and it's been good. I've enjoyed it. The thing that I love too is that there's nobody breathing down your neck saying you have to know a certain amount at a certain time. Mm-hmm. You can kind of joyfully, peacefully walk through each day, each phase, and as you come into something, you realize, I need to learn this. And you don't have to learn 100 things at once. You can learn the next thing that's in front of you. And that makes it doable and joyful. And you can, take a challenge, of course, and it doesn't mean it's always easy, but that's really a blessing. And at the same time, you're still able to earn some and receive some compensation from it. So I'm thankful for that. Sorry. As far as personal development, I think one of the things that's clarified in my mind through this year is just the picture of staying steady. And I know that I wrote something about this in Ambassadors of Hope a number of months ago. But if we have our eyes fixed straight ahead, kind of like in the Christian life, we're meant to run the race set before us looking unto Jesus. So we're running down here, but our focus is on him. And kind of in this business, if we have our focus fixed on something, then we can run along down here, but we're steady because we just know where we're headed. And whether people join us or not, whether customers remain customers or not, is not really so much important as it is just keeping going. And so then you kind of see yourself not as scrambling around on this horizontal plane looking for customers, looking for ambassadors, trying to figure out what to do next. It's just, I'm going to walk straight ahead. I'm going to do the IPA that's in front of me today. I know I'm headed to Diamond, right? And however long it takes me, that's fine. And then you just kind of are rejoicing and happy when somebody does jump on board or respond to your post or respond to your drawing. It's like icing on the cake, but it doesn't have to affect you either going way up, in the clouds when something good happens, or going way down when something's difficult. You don't have to have those swings of emotion because you're just walking forward steady. This is what the Lord's given me to do. I'm going to do my IPA. Whatever happens is whatever happens, and it's okay. Certainly pray about it and, trust the Lord, especially if you seem like in a dry spell or something. But we can walk forward with a steady heart and learn and earn and grow without an anxiety factor. Does that make sense? That's what's been on my mind today.
I like that a lot. That's very important with this business because I know you've had some challenges and I've had some challenges. It's not always a smooth path, and sometimes people can be a little difficult or people disappoint you. You think they're going to be your customer and they change their mind or whatever. So, I think that's outstanding advice, and just being steady and keep working towards the goal and not be distracted by those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I did really like what Sarah Marble said about about suddenly reaching this point where she realized she needed to learn more. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely not where she was at that point. I'm not Emerald yet, but I can relate a little bit to the feeling of suddenly things are growing, and now what? I have a peace and confidence, but I realize there's some things I have to learn if I'm going to actually be a leader of a team that's growing this much. So, but I'm looking forward to learning it and following your example, Elizabeth, and learning from these people above me that actually know what they're doing.
Yeah, we're really blessed because we have a great upline and we have some wonderful, compassionate, wise leaders to learn from. So I'm very grateful for that.
I'm grateful for these challenges you've put together too, because I'm sure you have them saved in different places, and you've done such a good job. I think all of us can, learn a little bit at a time to emulate it. I haven't done that much with my downline yet. I did a little 5 assignment video challenge that I am just in the middle of doing for them. Very small, but I'm learning. So I appreciate all the work you've put in. Things.
Well, I wanted to open it up to the rest of you. If you have any comments, anything you'd like to share about what you've had to learn to get where you are in this business, and what you're going to need to learn as you continue. And just unmute yourself and you can share. Judith, I know you have something to share.
I don't know. This last 2 weeks has been a little bit discouraging, but for other things. And I'm just going to share this because it just shows something. Yesterday, I got a strange text that was kind of difficult to deal with. And then as soon as that was over, and I hadn't dealt with it yet, I got it on my mind. I get a panic call from my new ambassador, like, help me. And so I had to like pull myself together and help her. And she's all excited because she went over to help somebody in the morning before she even took a shower. Somebody desperately needed her. So she goes over, throws on some clothes, and this person is very, 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 very sick, or the person's mother-in-law. And so the nurse, I forget who, but people there are like, yeah, you're doing plexus and you're getting really skinny. So she was like, I don't know anything about it. You have to help me and tell me some things. So I did. And then this morning I was thinking, I really have to deal with that text from yesterday and I have to respond. And I'm reading Job, right? I'm reading through Job, one chapter a day. And as I'm reading through this chapter, it was chapter 13. I'm sorry, I used my hands and they're waving. My husband says I'm Italian, but I'm not. And I started thinking about Job because he's going through all these problems, and how did he deal with these friends that weren't very nice, and so I started listening, and then all of a sudden it clicked. I was like, I know how to respond to this person. I'll respond like Job did, and he responded really graciously and everything. And I don't know what that has to do with anything, but it just, I guess we shouldn't get discouraged, because sometimes we get discouraged about stuff that's happening in our personal life, and we can carry it over and hardly do anything for plexus. And then Amy's saying that we need to be consistent, and we need to be consistent even when there's stuff going on in our lives that we can, as women, kind of connect, like strands of spaghetti. I read this thing once that a woman's brain is like spaghetti. So everything is connected to each other. Tubes by Ame Darling, and that's been really, really, really helpful to me, because I need to learn about the products, and I'll even go from her and listen to other people. And I did a YouTube video.
Good for you.
That's major, because I don't like talking. Like, this has really been hard. So that to talk when I know people are listening is different than talking when no one's paying attention. We're just chatting with each other in person,
Yeah. Well, Judith, one thing I really admire about you is I know ever since you've started with this business, you've just kept stretching yourself and learning new things. And you were dragging me along, like, hey, have you tried Periscope? And I'm like, what? And I just really admire you, because you may be scared to try these new things, but you do them anyway, and you just jump in there and learn. And I think that's a great quality.
Well, what I need to know is I know how to do the IPA. I've got the chart that's on a clipboard that's next to my desk for your chart, I think it is. And I don't know where to find the people from. That's what the hardest thing is. If I go out, I tend to run. One day I went out, ran into 2 people. But right now, well, it's been so cold that I'm doing good if I literally run to the garage to get the dog food. I have to run there, go back, and then take the container back, and then I'm in the house. I don't even want to go back out, because it was something like 8 degrees the other day, and the wind chill, it was just howling. It was cold in the house.
I'm sure if I lived where you do, I would hibernate all winter long.
Well, that's nothing. My husband said my daughter, it's a wind chill factor of 49 below. She lives in Mongolia. She's in Mongolia for a year. Elizabeth knows, but the rest of you don't know. That's where she is.
Old.
Of her choice, because she didn't want to go to Africa. So,
all right.
But if you people that are further ahead of me at some point can help me know how you get people, because I rely a lot on Facebook, because I live in the country, and it's like 20 minutes or half an hour to any of the towns where I have to go to shop. So I don't always go out, My neighbor, I have a neighbor 2 doors up, and she's one of my customers now, and she keeps texting me saying, I'm still taking it.
Well, how many friends do you have on Facebook? Do you know?
I only have 349. I know it right to the exact. It is growing.
349. That's a pretty good base there.
Oh, it's not 1,000 like Elizabeth.
I recently actually looked at my friend list because, on Facebook, somehow not everybody sees everything.
It's the algorithms.
Yeah. So but if you go to your friends list and just kind of, I literally did this. I went down my friends list and wrote down the names of people that, of course, you could contact everybody if you want to, but at least I think I got a list of 80 names at least that I knew I either needed to contact for the first time or follow up on, or at least invite to my contest for a drawing. And that's a good place to start, is look at your own friends list, because you probably have people there that you don't remember are there. And then you go, oh, I could send them.
I know pretty much who's there because I've gone down through the list. I've written things down from it. I contacted one person that I've known since I was 14. I haven't seen her since I was 14, but she wrote me back. She's like, oh, she's happy with Shaklee. I do get pulled down by that kind of thing. When they say no, I have trouble moving past, and then I keep trying, but I do know that people can change the settings so that they don't get you in their feed. And I try to think up posts if I can think up. I don't have kids to take pictures of anymore. And if I did take pictures of them, they would about die if I put it on Facebook, because it's old enough that they just was like, Mom. My youngest just turned 21. So, and so when I come up with something, I'll put it on and I'll try to think of something funny, and I get a lot of response.
Yeah, you do a great job, I think.
But it's funny. If you post something spiritual, you may not get as much interaction. And right now I'm not getting much interaction with Plexus. But the thing I do know is that even when they don't like it, they are reading it, because I'll go to church, and that's like the test, or the church we used to go to that was farther away, and I'll run into people, and I walk in the room, and someone will say, oh, here comes the Plexus lady, or someone will ask a question, or say something about my post. One person was like, did you get a response to your thing that you're doing, So they're reading it.
Yeah. That's always encouraged to be reminded.
And if one person says that, I figure some other people who aren't saying anything, So I try to remember that.
Well, I see that Tiffany has her hand raised.
Oh.
Were you wanting to say something? Or did you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that this group has been really good, because it's helping me get started for my business, and just I felt really uncertain exactly how what to do, but now I'm understanding about the daily IPA and stuff, and just going through and just messaging the first person was a really big deal for me, because I was really scared about it. But I did it, and then I messaged 3 more people today, and I was like, I can do this. And then 2 of the people have said no, and 2 of them haven't responded. But I remember you said to my mom that the only difference between the Diamond Ambassadors and us is they had been told no more times than we had or something.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it, I'm on my way, because I have 2 more no's than I did before.
That's a great attitude.
So anyway, I just feel excited, because I feel I need concrete things of to do, knowing what to do each day, and it was just too massive of a goal before, and now I feel I have some more specifics, ideas of now I know how to go about my business. So I'm just gonna try to do the thing of messaging 2 or 3 people every day and just see what happens.
Well, that's awesome.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Plus, a no now doesn't mean it's going to be a no forever.
Right.
At least
I remember they said that too. But, still, it feels like progress.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes. Is there anyone else that would like to share? We have about 2 minutes left before we'll be cut off. Okay. Did you have something, Amy? Go ahead.
I didn't know if I heard somebody else start. I did have a a former preferred customer today tell me that she really, really wants both herself and her husband to take the triplex, and her daughter, who's going through chemo now. She's just waiting on the right time, but it was encouraging anyway, because she's one of the ones that started and then quit and was never nasty about it, but just, didn't feel like it worked for them. That was one of the things, because she didn't lose weight and his cholesterol didn't change in a month. But now she's saying, we all need this. I'm just waiting for the right time. So you just never know when they're going to come back.
That's very true. Yeah, I know. Just in the last couple months, I've had several people to come back and join as ambassadors that had originally told me no more than once. Probably 2 or 3, 4 times told me no, still not interested. So that's so encouraging when that starts happening. And I know that Charlotte had told me that before, but until you start to experience it yourself, you don't fully believe it. So, well, I'm giving a warning that we have less than a minute left. So I'll just go ahead and thank you all for coming and taking your time to join the Zoom meeting. And I hope that this is helping you and that you're just learning some new things and stretching and growing. And, the thing that I think is, even if we don't make it to Diamond, we're just going to be better as individuals because we've grown and learned and had this opportunity to develop ourselves. So I think that's good too. Not saying I hope you're going to make it, but I'm just saying that's a benefit too. Just, having I guess we're becoming diamonds because we're having our rough spots worn away, and right?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Well, thank you so much.